All right, let's talk about something we all spend about a third of our lives doing: sleeping. But are we actually doing it right? Tonight, we're going deep, pulling back the covers to look at the hidden architecture of what it means to get a truly restorative night's sleep. So, let me just start with a question, and I have a feeling we've all been here. Have you ever spent a full 8 hours in bed? You did everything by the book, but you wake up feeling just foggy? You're still tired, you're still groggy, and you're immediately thinking about coffee? What is going on there? Well, the answer is right here. It's the huge difference between the quantity of time your head is on the pillow and the actual quality of the sleep you're getting. See, sleep isn't just an off switch. It's an incredibly active, really structured journey that your brain and body go on every single night. And that journey, well, that's what we call your sleep architecture. To really get that architecture, we first have to understand the two main forces that are basically in a constant tug of war inside you, controlling when you feel sleepy and when you feel wide awake. Think of them as the two engines driving your entire day. Okay, so engine number one is something called process S, which is just a sciencey way of saying sleep pressure. From the second you wake up, a chemical called adenosine starts to build up in your brain. You can picture it like a tide of sleepiness that just gets higher and higher and higher the longer you're awake. And there's only one way to bring that tide back down: you gotta sleep. And this, of course, is where your morning coffee comes into play. Caffeine is sneaky. It works by basically plugging up the receptors in your brain that detect adenosine. So it's not actually getting rid of your sleepiness, it's just putting earmuffs on your brain so you can't hear the signal telling you you're tired. This is exactly why you get that caffeine crash. It's the moment the caffeine wears off and the full force of all that sleep pressure hits you like a ton of bricks. Now, engine number two is pushing back against that sleepiness all day long. This is process C, your circadian rhythm. It's your body's internal 24-hour master clock. It sends out these alerting signals that are designed to keep you awake and focused, even while that adenosine tide is rising. And the main thing that sets this clock, the most powerful signal of all, you guessed it, it's light. Okay, so those two engines get you to sleep, but what in the world is actually happening once you close your eyes? This is where we get into the real architecture. And honestly, it's a world we could only discover through something called sleep scoring, which lets us peek under the hood and see what the brain is doing. And let me tell you, it is not just one long nap. It's a really dynamic, complex process. This is basically the map of that journey. It's called a hypnogram. Think of it like the blueprint for your night. This is what sleep scoring shows us, and it's the ultimate proof that quality sleep isn't just about being unconscious. It's about successfully traveling through all these different stages, each of which has its own incredibly important job to do. So let's take a tour. Our first stop on the map is stage N1. This is the doorway to sleep. It's super brief, just a few minutes. You're just starting to doze off, your brain waves are slowing down. You can be woken up by pretty much anything. It's that moment where you might feel a sudden twitch or that weird feeling like you're falling. From that doorway, we head into stage N2, or light sleep. Now, light is a little misleading here because this stage is a total workhorse. You spend about half of your entire night right here. Your brain starts producing these amazing rapid bursts of activity called sleep spindles. These little guys are absolutely critical for cementing new motor skills, like a golf swing or a new piece on the piano. They also help your brain ignore outside noises to keep you asleep. And next, we sink down into the most physically restorative stage of all, stage N3, deep, slow-wave sleep. This is like the night's cleaning crew for your brain. Your brain cells literally shrink a little bit to allow fluid to wash through and clear out all the metabolic junk that builds up during the day. We're talking toxins linked to things like Alzheimer's. This is also when your body releases growth hormone to repair itself. It's pure physical restoration, and it's why you feel so out of it if someone wakes you up from this stage. Then, after hitting those deep, restorative depths, we shoot all the way back up into REM sleep. This is where the magic happens for your mind. Your brain becomes incredibly active, almost as active as when you're wide awake. It's wild. But at the same time, your body is paralyzed, which is a neat little safety feature so you don't start acting out your dreams. Think of REM sleep as a kind of overnight therapy session. It helps you process emotions and is vital for creativity and problem solving. And here is the key to the whole architecture. You don't just do this whole trip once. You repeat this entire cycle, down into deep sleep, up into REM, over and over, roughly every 90 minutes. A really healthy night of sleep is made up of about 4 to 6 of these full cycles. So, now that we have the blueprint, now that we understand how this is all supposed to work, how do we actually, build a better night of sleep? Let's get really practical with a simple action plan that you can use starting tonight to protect your own sleep architecture. But first, we have to tackle a huge myth. That nightcap you think helps you unwind? I've got bad news. Alcohol is a sedative. It is not a sleep aid. Sure, it can knock you out, but it absolutely demolishes your sleep architecture. It makes your sleep fragmented, and worst of all, it dramatically suppresses that emotionally restorative REM sleep we just talked about. So here it is, a super simple, easy-to-remember rule to protect that architecture. Just remember 3-2-1. 3 hours before bed, no more food. Your body temperature actually has to drop to get good sleep, and digestion raises it. 2 hours before bed, no more work. You need to give your mind time to de-stress and lower cortisol levels. And finally, the big one, 1 hour before bed, no more screens. That blue light from your phone or your TV messes with melatonin, the key hormone that signals to your body that it's nighttime. And to finish off your plan, here are 2 more pillars. Get outside and see some bright, natural sunlight within an hour of waking up. It's the most powerful signal you can send to that internal clock to set it for the day. And second, keep your bedroom cool, like around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 Celsius. A cool room helps your body drop its core temperature, which is essential for falling asleep and staying asleep. So there you have it. Sleep isn't just about clocking hours. It's a beautifully engineered biological process. You now have the owner's manual for how it works and a simple plan to make it better. The only question left is, what's the first step you're going to take to improve your sleep tonight?